Joe, yes, I'm standing here in Elko, Nevada, where today the county commissioners met to discuss the possibility of a recreational marijuana dispensary opening up in Jackpot. Thanks, Brittany. I'm standing here at the Oasis Stop and Go on the corner of Filer Ave and Washington Street, where Hillary Nelson tells me she was right after 9 p.m. on New Year's Day. That's right, Joe. I'm here in Burley outside of the South Overland branch of the D.L. Evans Bank, where Sheriff Jay Heward tells me the call came in around 11:22 this morning. There were 10,000 of these planes made, and out of those 10,000, there's only 34 left. And out of those 34, this is the only one that saw combat. That's right, Joe. I'm standing here at the Jerome County Airport where the announcement was made this morning. Governor Brad Little and members of the county and city were all here, and everybody is just very excited. Thank you, Joe. I'm standing here in Bliss, where behind me, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores is building a new location here in Bliss, which according to the mayor, Chris Pruitt, is a big deal for the town. Today, the county commissioners passed a first ordinance for the marijuana dispensary, which means it will now be publicized for 30 days before their next meeting in the beginning of October, when they will pass it into a law or not. Live in Elko, Nevada, Elizabeth Hadley, KMVT News. Construction on the Love started in early spring, and according to Chris Pruitt, will hopefully be done by December of 2020. Live in Bliss, Elizabeth Hadley, KMVT News. What might look like a normal airplane flying over your head is actually a 90,000-pound large air tanker filled with retardant.
So it's a crew of 2 that fly the aircraft, and it's a large air tanker. As you can see, it carries 3,000 gallons of retardant to the fire.
The BLM, as well as the Forest Service and the Magic Valley Airport, work together to coordinate filling up and loading of the different airplanes.
It's a pretty complex environment, but the gist is that, yeah, we load the retardant at the tanker base, take off from the nearest tanker base to the fire, and sometimes it takes a few minutes to build a strategy, get set up, and drop the retardant, and then, yeah, just back and forth all day.
The Badger Fire is using small engine air tankers, large air tankers, as well as helicopters to help fight the fire.
It's very busy. I think 2 days ago we pumped about 115,000 gallons of retardant in a day, which is our second highest day in base history. So yeah, it's extremely busy.
Previously, Justin Hawkins was in Southern California fighting the fires, and before that in Boise. Every fire he is sent to will be different depending on the location and the conditions of the fire.
So the lead plane and the air attack plane are at the fire developing strategy. There's a lot of moving parts. There's helicopters there now, and there's single engine air tankers there now. And so as soon as they need us, we'll be off the ground in a few minutes and to the fire 3 or 4 minutes after that.
Elizabeth Hadley, KMVT News.
I am not going to begrudge people the ability to make a living, a legal living, which it is legal in their state now. If a dispensary in Jackpot puts some of these people back to work that's been out of work because of COVID, you know, I'm not going to begrudge that then.
If a marijuana dispensary opens in Jackpot, Twin Falls County Sheriff Tom Carter says his department will deal with the effects when it comes.
You know, if Nevada feels it appropriate to put a marijuana dispensary in Jackpot, that's up to them, you know. And what that will mean to me or to my agency is there will be an increase in citations for possession of marijuana.
Of course, you can't be pulled over without probable cause, but Rogerson resident says the section of road between Rogerson and Jackpot is very dangerous.
Since I've been driving this road in 1980, I've seen numerous deaths and had to cover people up on these curves. And something needs to be done about it.
And when it comes to more traffic on the road, Lieutenant Robert Rausch from Idaho State Police says it's important to not make a problem before there actually is one. But Rausch does want drivers to realize how marijuana can put drivers' lives at risk.
Marijuana intoxication makes it so that you don't pay attention as well to the task of driving. It also slows reflexes, and it distorts space and time. So you might think you have a certain amount of time to get a pass made or to change a lane or something, and you really don't.
Both Idaho State Police and the Twin Falls County Sheriff's Office says whatever happens in Jackpot, they will be prepared to keep drivers as safe as possible.
Our focus isn't going to be, okay, now there's a dispensary, let's get down there. It's not going to be that at all. Our focus is going to be just maintaining the traffic flows on the roadway and looking for the same things we always look for.
I got a great agency with really good deputies that are really good at what they do, and increases are going to be dealt with.
Bill and Leslie Jones love owning the Oxbow Diner in the community of Bliss.
We have a lot of our customers have become very, very good friends, and it's awesome. I really love it here.
Bliss has been known for its cafes and country stores for over a century, with the railroad first, then Highway 30, and now Interstate 84. And Bill and Leslie cater to the truck drivers, creating a relaxing space for them to sit down and eat a meal.
They'd like to go in and sit down and have a meal. We provide them with that, the place to quiet so they can relax. We do have a full service bar, so if they're on their off-duty time, they can come in and have a beer.
And now, on 19 acres of land right off the interstate, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores is building a new truck stop, which will add many more jobs to the town.
It is going to double the number of people working in town. They're going to add 85 jobs. And if you've driven through Bliss, you've seen it. You didn't miss any of it. I don't know if there's 85 people working in town now.
The building will have a McDonald's, a Subway, 116 truck spaces, and 70 car spaces. It will also have a truck wash and tire center on the property.
The location Love's is building on, it was a truck stop, but they shut it down and abandoned it about 15 years ago. So it was just an eyesore in town as soon as you got off the freeway.
And for Bill and Leslie Jones, they are excited and hopeful Love's will bring more people through the community into their diner.
I think that's what the town needs, a little bit of a boost, because Bliss used to be a real thriving community, and then after they built the freeway out through here, it kind of killed a lot of the businesses off, and a lot of people moved out, and so we need a good shot in the arm, and I think this is a good start.
I recommend that if you feel that in your heart, if you feel that desire and that willingness, and you have that level of dedication, I'd love to see you.
Diana Oxner has been a volunteer with the American Red Cross since 2012. She has responded to house fires, hurricanes, tornadoes, and floods across the country and in her own backyard.
Well, I take care of our community. I have a wonderful team here. We take care of people that are involved in house fires and flooding, and that's an amazing experience to be able to be involved with that and help people in their darkest moments.
She says being a Red Cross volunteer can be emotional and overwhelming, but also has provided her with some of the most rewarding moments.
When the fire department leaves the fire and it's just us with the family, then the adrenaline kind of slows down and the reality sets in, and it's a very dark moment for those folks. And so luckily we get to be there to kind of give them some support. We stay with them until they don't need us to be there anymore.
The Red Cross is looking for more people to volunteer, both locally and nationally right now.
There's a above average wildfire and hurricane season expected this year, so we're looking for volunteers to help respond both here in Idaho and then possibly, if they're interested, across the country as well.
Volunteers are on the front lines during people's darkest moments and can make a big difference.
Our volunteers make all our work possible. We are really grateful for all those people who answer the call when it comes in at a moment's notice to help those people in their darkest hour and give them the comfort and the care they need to get through a really difficult time.
Elizabeth Hadley, KMVT News.